Hi, John Marshall, the DrillMaster. Not too long ago, I critiqued the Chaminade Guard of Central Catholic High School in San Antonio, Texas. I critiqued their regulation performance, and I had a comment that said, if you like this, you should check out their exhibition. So, here we go. Here's their exhibition performance, and I am really eager to see this. Okay, here we go. Ladder lace on the boots. That's always nice. Alright, obtaining your spacing. I appreciate that very much. That works. It's part of your setup as you your opening statement, really, as you come in. However, look at your alignment though. So that takes away excellent work with the rifles. That takes away from the excellence when you have so there was an anticipation of the right here. There. See the alignment back here in third rank. There's a slight anticipation of the pretty much the what would you call it, I can't even think of the term, the in sequence halt there, and how each of the squads then is going to halt later. Ripple, thank you. The ripple there, rippled halt. So you can see the anticipation right there, and there shouldn't be. The block should be solid to make a that much better impact, and then have the team separate at the appropriate time, which is at the halt. Love the arm movement. That was great. That really worked well. That doesn't work really at all. That stance. It's very strange, very odd. It's just a slight movement of the left foot back and a tiny knee bend. Why? So look at the feet as well. So here we have standard 45-degree angle for several of them, but then we have also a couple of rights, it looks like facing straight forward. So is it straight forward? Is it at an angle, the 22.5 degrees, or what? So definitely something that needs to be taken care of. But that little tiny movement makes no difference at all. It's not a powerful part of the move. If the team had stepped forward with a stomp, that would be the power move right there. That would be great. This little movement is close to a curtsy, honestly. So it just doesn't flow along with the persona. So and some people are probably going to get a little upset with me saying this, but so when we have military bearing, we put on a persona. We're acting. This is a performance. It's not on stage, but it is a form of a stage. And so the persona that we put on is just like a character on the stage. So the arts department in your high school puts on performances a couple times a year. They have plays or a musical, something like that, and you have the different characters in the play. Those characters are not what we normally see in everyday life. Well, neither is military bearing. It's not what we normally see from every one of these cadets here. So it's an act. honestly, but we don't call it an act because it doesn't really adequately describe what's going on here. So it's a persona. The military bearing here is a persona, and the persona is all about power, especially when armed. And so that little movement there, that little step with the left foot, means absolutely nothing. It's actually, it slightly takes away from. My reaction was, what? That's weird. So and if it causes me to react that way, then it's quite possible that other judges do it. But that's not the point of how the other judges react. The point is that you want to project power, and that doesn't project power.
The Chaminade Guard from Central County High School in San Antonio, Texas, reports in to the exhibition drill stage. Respectfully request your permission to utilize your drill area. Sergeant. Permission granted. Thank you, Sergeant. Reform, march.
Gonna show them how it's done. Gonna show them how it's done.
Good shot.
Kind of awkward there, Commander. So you have the whole hilt of the saber. Use it. Nice move there. That really worked well. Excellent. Used as a change in direction. Too bad about the wind. That really was a great. Let's go back here. Right here. That's a good move and a great change of direction there. It's odd. It's not exactly what would be expected, and that's nice. Well done, team. Excellence here is really quite high. So here, the movements. So let's talk about orientation. The movements here, the body of your audience is this way, at where your head judge is. Okay, so again, this is a form of a stage, and if you were, let's say that you were on the stage at the school, and the stage at the school let's say it has an area in front of it, maybe even an orchestra pit, a band pit. And then you have your audience out here. Would you face stage right, which is what you're doing? You're facing stage right here. The audience is left. Would you face stage right to perform these moves? Or would you face the audience? So if you want greater impact, you're going to face the audience. That was great. That really was. So here, this movement here, it's not easily recognized. That is easily recognized. But you can see here the effort levels here need to be exact, and they aren't. So had a little bit of a timing issue with the squad leaders there. Third squad leader was early, but if you want, even though the team members are different height, you want the rifle tosses to be the same height. So effort levels have to be a little bit varied, so that the impact of the rifle height, the rifle's rise and then spin, is all at the same height. That's going to be much more effective. So it's quite possible that you can't. You could execute some facing movements in there, with this short sequence that you have. But you're going to want to yeah, and there's even a timing issue there with the last rank. Nicely done. Application, the same technique across the team. So, Commander, instead of just, honestly, instead of just standing there, I would appreciate a bit more incorporation into the routine, and then just like the team that I critiqued just a few days ago. That was great. So more, you integrated yourself into the performance, and that's good. That works well. So, but just like I was saying to the commander of that other armed team, why are you wearing the scabbard if all you're doing is holding it the entire time? Wear the belt, wear the shoulder strap. Take the frog off, take the scabbard off. Arm swing is going to be just fine. You don't have to have the scabbard on. This is exhibition drill. You can pretty much do what you want, and the having the scabbard is sure it has a certain quality to it wearing it, but all you're really doing with it is, well, technically nothing. You're just holding it in place. So it doesn't bang around, and I get that totally. I don't like wearing a scabbard at all, honestly. But just to wear it, to just hold it throughout the performance, is that really effective? Are you making the impact that you should be? I really think you can do so much more with the saber. So much more. So look at feet here. Being that you are wearing black boots with the ladder lace, white laces, then the white belt, the white chin strap for the helmet, white stripes on the rifles, you're drawing attention to the white on there with the darker parts of the uniform, and that's great. That's it. The contrast is really, really good. But because you have the white laces on the boots, then you're calling out your feet. It's like wearing white low quarters with the dark trousers. It would be the same thing. So this is very similar to that, and then you need to make sure that your feet are the same throughout. Don't preempt the command. So here, this is, while it's relatively intricate work, it works well facing away from the audience, because all of the movement that you're doing with the rifle is side to side, so the audience can see that. So this is fine orientation. You're away from the audience, which can detract from this part of the performance a little bit, but I don't think so. I don't think I don't think there's an issue there. I think this was well planned, well programmed here. Good. Excellent step technique change. Really nice. So are you pivoting, or are you just, because I see pivots and I see others not pivoting on that on the mark time rotation there. Are you pivoting or are you not pivoting? And if you aren't, fine. But if you are, fine as well. So I see I see at least one cadet pivoting slightly on the left heel. That's great, as long as everybody else is doing it. Nice step, nice skip. That was good. So, Commander, you really need to be integrated into this part of the performance as well. I highly suggest it because, as I've said to several other teams, just standing in front of the platoon, especially with your back to the audience, you've now created a wall. You've created a separation from the audience. You already have distance from the audience, which creates a certain amount of separation, but that's fine if you can incorporate larger moves when you're away from the audience and not more integrated moves, or not integrated, but intricate, more intricate moves when you're closer to the audience is best. But here what you've done is you're standing between the team and the audience, and it just doesn't communicate well at all, since you're just standing there. You're not part of the performance. You're, again, just standing there. So I would definitely suggest that you perform. Great move. Well done. Technique is probably not exactly the same. Good job. So let me see that last. Yeah, the left foot back. You have stepping forward, the kneeling Queen Anne, and an almost 45-degree angle on everybody there, stepping out to the side. But then you have this little left foot back. It just doesn't really work all that well at all. Great reform. Now see, Commander, you're part of the performance. Instead of, nicely done. Excellent way to get into the accompany front line. Well done. Great programming there. Spacing is a little bit off, which detracts from the excellence. Feet. Look at the feet here. Heels not together, heels not together, heels not together. Were not together earlier as well. Good ripples. Again, the laces call attention to the feet, so any different movement, which I just saw there, any different movement, and then, hold on, see, look here. Anything different, really, now I know he's starting the ripple back here, but any difference in movement, whether it's early or late, or just static here, and not exactly the same as everybody else, it sticks out like a sore thumb. And you're not supposed to do that. Great. Now this, well done. So you have you've set up a cordon in the correct orientation, where your audience is where I am, where the camera is. Nice step back for that larger exchange. That's great. Good job. So what do you have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. The different rifle movement at the end doesn't make sense. Oh, I see. So he's in the center. All right. So it would have made sense then had I been able to see that. No. Forget what I just said. That's fine. That's just fine. But the cordon, the alignment needs work there. But excellent job on the pass through. Again, alignment needs work. So the level of excellence isn't quite there, but still works. The orientation of the team here works really well. So there's honestly, instead of a straight up and down movement, I would have a kickback stomp. So you keep the knees together and then bring that would be easier. Bring your leg straight back and then stomp like that. Okay, that's a little weird, me using my fingers like that, but I hope you get the idea. Knees together, bend that knee, and then stomp like that. I think it's going to be a much better technique, much more powerful. I understand what you're trying to do, but I think a change of technique would work much better there. So not the same technique used for that right here. So this cadet right here, the bringing across, it was just very subtle. The rifle angle was much more shallow. Instead of bringing it all the way across, having the rifle come to horizontal, or as close as possible to horizontal. Everybody else seemed to create a horizontal work. That was great. Interesting. Nice movement here. So, Commander, why do you have the sword in front of your left leg? I was wondering when you reported in if that was the case, but since it was such an angle there, I didn't know exactly what's going on. You can do it's exhibition drill. You don't have to use the sword in a regulation manner and bring the sword down for a proper present arms for the present sword in this case for the proper technique. But why in front of the leg, the right leg? It's odd. It isn't exactly what I expect. Which I'm not here to be pleased. I'm just giving you feedback. It just doesn't look good. Honestly, it looks a bit strange. The sword brought up. You're using regulation technique, bringing the sword up and then down, but then you're coming to a different position instead of at the side of your leg, the side of your hip. So I'm not sold on that position right there, that it's as effective as it could be. So look at the other positions. Powerful, nice stance there. Not powerful. Powerful, powerful, powerful. We have that, but then we have 3. Even your stance, Commander, you're at attention, and that's fine. But the saber in front of your right thigh, and then these the little left foot movement there. It's a juxtaposition of power, of effective and relatively effective, close to ineffective. So you don't want both in the same. You don't want both in the same performance, honestly. Well done. Good step off. Alignment, though, really needs to be solid. And then also, I would suggest that you... Yeah, you're not going to. I didn't think. So I would suggest that you perform out as well. You need to leave the performance with everybody wanting more. Obviously, you have that to a certain extent, but there's still time. You're just marching at port, and everybody can march at port. So performing out, having a closing statement even, would be really preferable to just marching out at port and then dismissing everyone once you're out. So I suggest, honestly, perform out, even a closing statement there, and be done. But well, I wasn't disappointed. Not at all. That was a great performance. I appreciate the direction changes. I appreciate the varying levels of excellence in there. The routine still needed some work in places, but really some good planning in there. Really nice to watch, and entertaining as well, which is exactly what exhibition drill is supposed to be. So I hope my comments have been helpful. Thank you very much.